If you spent a lot of your resources trying to come up with all the heroes that you would need to get enough amethyst to get this guy, and then had to further go ahead and possibly purchase Heliolite dice to get him, I'm sorry to tell you, he sucks. Hello everybody, I am Sebastian Keynes, and this is going to be a DragonHeir Silent Guides video. I am in the summation stage of this Imperial Shadow Recast Event, in which we had the opportunity to collect the legendary hero Utior. And I can tell you right now that based on the conversations that I was having with some of my alliance members, which have much more powerful accounts than I did, I felt that maybe they were shortcutting him a little bit. And when I actually took the time to put in some resources and put him in with the comps that I have, that really do not include many inspired heroes, and when I'm looking, I'm in the Croesus roster is not really that strong. There are several support heroes that I am missing from this element, especially in the legendary category. So when I read his kit and I saw that, you know, he had an attack penalty, he had a heal prohibition on him that would allow us to, you know, possibly use these debuffs to help us in battle. But when it came to this one here, which is just giving us defense up with a possible resurrection, and you have to time this so well, right? And even if the allies are revived, you're only getting 30% HP back. In some situations, your allies are not even going to be able to get anything off in terms of their ultimates or try to get any type of heals, and it would just be a waste of time for me to even showcase this guy. There may be a slight possibility that you could get him to work on Grave of Curse. To be frank, I mean, you'll probably already have your team set up. You'll probably already have your stage 9 team set up, and if you're going to continue on next season and we have a dungeon that has a similar mechanic to that, we're not going to rely on this guy. We already know which heroes we have that we can possibly rely on, and I've tried them in different ways. I tried here the support set here to make him a little tanky so he could get his ultimates, keep the allies alive. I tried the gambler set to give him some damage to see if his A2 would hit. It wasn't really that impressive, and I don't even think that he's worth skilling up at all. And his ultimate right now, as it is with this reg at 22 seconds, is just too long. It's too long. Why would you invest it to bring this down to 90 seconds? I don't get it. The whole design of the hero was bad, and the event itself was so demanding, right? This first part, you could have done it free to play. There's no question in my mind. This part here, because you could have saved your stamina and you could have done the dungeons. You know, you could have collected the gear, the level up heroes as you needed, and it made sense, right? Because you were going to need to do the Continental Challenge. However, when it came to the Continental Challenge, it wasn't giving you, at the least of the initial weeks, it wasn't really giving you the opportunity to collect the amethysts. How many battles did we get? Did we get 3 to start on a week, or 4? So if you did not have a full roster to really get the damage that you needed, you were not going to collect the necessary amethyst to come back and get it all. And even with the limited amount of time that I had, I came down to 43 just on the Continental Challenge, and I received 8 from being ranked high, which I was actually surprised, because I was, at least in the settlement reward periods, I was coming in 150th, which I really thought that there would be a lot more people that would have gotten better scores than I did. And that kind of led to me pushing over. And as you can see here, yes, I do have the here, right here. Yeah, I do have the 60 Heliolite summons collected. But number one, keep in mind that I was able to do this because I didn't. The only thing that I purchased so far was these battle passes, right? The traveler passes, or whatever you want to call it. So we got some Heliite dice from there. I was able to collect worm arrow from everything that we're doing in the world. And the other advantage that I had is that I had a strong alliance. So my strong alliance was winning golden matches. We're winning the guild versus guild thing that we had to go through. What's that event called? My least favorite one in here. This here, and the Sparkle tournament. Ooh, Sparkle. The tournament here, I've been lucky to get some resources because of the alliance that I'm in, and that pays off at the end, right? But I certainly was not going to go out of my way to purchase Heliite dice to complete this event. It was just not going to happen, and I just locked out. I don't know how I got 60, but I got 60. And it was all from worm arrow that I might have collected from the battle passes, or the worm arrow pass that you get for 30 days. You get a certain amount of worm arrow, and maybe I collected enough where I was able to get there. I don't know. I don't understand, especially you free-to-play players or low spenders that really were hoping for a chance to collect another legendary hero. Why they made it so difficult to collect them, to allow you to collect them to begin with. But rest assured that if you're watching this and you're looking at Utior and thinking to yourself, I missed out on a great legendary hero, you did not. The guy just plain sucks, and I'm not going to use him. Not even for the Outer World event. There is no reason for me to do so. The necrotic faction is already broken as it is. There's no really support. You really need... The combination of Necrosis and Ice is really bad this season because you don't have a lot of support heroes unless you have the strong legendary heroes. If you have most of the legendary heroes from Necrosis, I bet you're doing fine. But aside from that, from the epics and the rare, you're not given enough support. Right? One of the heroes that I like is Megan, and she's a rare. But she's not giving you the healing that you need to sustain some of these fragile heroes that we have up top here, and he certainly is not going to do the job with this resurrect the death mechanic that he has. The other thing that I was hoping that would be promising, and he gives us increased defense. I mean, the one thing that I was hoping was the passive, right? Given that he's a necrotic champion, and we have here I have a group of legendaries that are summoning that do summons, right? We get extra little units around to try to do damage. And it says here, when any other hero unit dies, he gains 10% ultimate energy. This does not apply to the summons, even though he's part of the necrotic element affinity. So it's weak. The passive skill here is weak. This has to be improved. I don't know if this is enough for a legendary. He has a very good debuff. Very few situations where you're going to need heal prohibition. And there's nothing in here in addition to this. I think that they tried to sell it to us because of this resurrection of death thing. That's it. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of. That they thought that this would entice us enough to do it. And on paper, it may have looked great, but after having a couple of shots at him, I don't see the benefit. I don't even know why he's a legendary. He's at best a B tier epic. It's disappointing. This whole event was disappointing. And I tried the beta season, and I was hoping that as bland as it was, that this season would improve, and it did. They added a little bit more content. And if it is true that the Outer World event, again, is just going to be us fighting this level 240 bosses again, it's just plain boring again. And I hope if any of us come back for season 2, that they do better than this. So yeah, so sorry. The event was pay to win. Let me see. So 16. So see, The reviews are not even there. Some people are even giving them 3. I don't even know why people are giving them 3s. He's just bad. I don't get. Maybe those people don't have all the legendaries and epics of the game, and that's why they're giving him 3s. He's not that good. He's just horrible. And now that we had this event, now we have this other one coming around, right? With the Twinkle and Inferno, the Drizzt event. I will admittedly say that I did not know anything about Drizzt's role. I do not know much about Dungeons and Dragons. I don't play it. I've been around people that play it, you know, but I have no idea anything about it. So if you're gonna be drawn to the event because it's a character from a game, be careful. This event is probably gonna be similar to the Utior one. You're gonna have to spend. You're gonna have to spend to get stamina. You're gonna have to spend to get Healite dice, and it's just this is just going to be a whale cracking event. And if you can get it as an free to play, good luck, and I hope you do, especially if you like the Dungeon and Dragon stuff. If you got this as free to play, let me know in the comments below how'd you did it, because I'm not seeing it. I don't see how you guys were able to collect 60 Healite dice to do the summons, or be able to get enough of the amethyst through the continental challenges, given all the gating that we had early on, and whether if you were using your worm arrow to get the stamina you needed to level up those heroes. How did you have worm arrow to get Healite dice? The math just doesn't compute, right? And then the other thing was that, given what we've seen here, and I just saw this, there is an update that rolled out, and let me scroll down here and see if I can find it again. But this game, I think that they're seeing it, that they're going to have a hard time sustaining people, right? Sustaining the players that have tried the game, given everything how everything has been laid out, and how they are possibly going to roll out the subsequent seasons. They're going to be players that are just going to get bored, they're going to drop in, they're going to continue. But you're going to have your heavy spenders that are going to come in and going to try to collect everything. They're going to try to brute force themselves through the content, like many people did this season. And now we have heroes that can be continuously inspired. So they don't no longer stop at 5. You can keep going up to whatever level. I guess it's as many times as you summon that hero. And I've already seen screenshots from my Discord where Oster's plus 12, Flora's plus 10. That's not good for a game. I can tell you from my days of playing Raid Shadow Legends that a lot of people left because of this exact thing, that they were just increasing the power creep as it went along. Arena became boring, and this is exactly what it's going to do for this PvE content. They're going to breeze through it, they're going to go through it, and I'm just thinking of things like this where the endgame boss is going to require everybody to do a certain amount of damage, and then you get rewards based on the damage that you do. But then if you're in a Kraken server where all these people are going to do intense amount of damage, all your free-to-plays are going to be left behind, because your window then closes, right? Once that endgame boss is brought down, all 100% HP that he had is down. You're done. You can no longer hit the endgame boss, and you're not going to be able to collect further rewards. You're not going to be able to collect this clip secret that you need to get some stuff at the end of the season shop, and it's just going to be hoarded by them. So it's disappointing. I am disappointed as to how all this played out. And, you know, I'll wrap up the season, but it's very questionable whether a season 2 is on the horizon for me, because this did not pan out the way that I was expecting it, especially if they're playing the beta season. So I'm gonna leave it there. Enough ranting. I'm just gonna tell you at the end here, my main summary is that if you did not complete the Imperial Shadow Recast Event, did not collect enough amethyst to get Utior, you are not missing on much. It was a disappointing play, and I'm glad I only took it to 95, because those are resources I'm not getting back for this season. And well, we're not getting them back at all, right? Because we lose our stamina, we'll lose everything that we poured on it, and it just didn't pan out. It didn't pan out. It was a horrible design, it was a horrible implementation, and now we know what the direction of the game is going to be and where they want it to go. That's it. Thank you all very much for watching. There will probably be more DragonHeir videos coming out, especially with content, because we still have the Outer World event coming out. So, and I hope that, you know, the Dresden event does not suck as much as this one did. So good luck to you all if you decide to go for that character.